Our band's name is Anchor. We're from Rochester, New York, and my name is Adrian Tardy, and I play guitar and I sing in the band.
My name's Miranda Worth, and I'm the bassist, and I sing on one song.
We're also brother and sister.
We're siblings.
Just to get that clear.
Been waiting for this light to burn out in my bedroom, so I can start my life over again.
So in 2016, we had stopped doing. We used to be in a pop punk band together, where she was the singer and I just played guitar. And we stopped doing that because both of us moved out to Rochester, and it became really difficult to drive out there and do that. So. Ended up hanging out with Tom, who we used to be in a band a long time ago, after high school and everything like that. And he used to drum for that. So I, got together, started jamming again, and then we just started playing these like basic rock songs, and just thought it sounded cool and wanted to do something different than, oh, let's just do another metal band. Oh, let's just do another pop punk band. Like, why don't we do something that we liked about when we grew up, like the 90s, or maybe even the early 2000s, Foo Fighters, things like that. Things that any kid, any person liked growing up. You didn't have to like say, oh, are you into metal? Oh, are you like, that kind of, those kind of conversations are just, you already like it to begin with. You just know it right off the bat.
How did we get the name?
Anchor? Oh.
I joined after the band was already a band, so...
Originally, I wanted to call the band Pilgrims, because at the time we had like bands like Citizen and things like that. But
one word.
I guess it would be the best analogy would be Citizen, so I thought Pilgrims would be a cool name. Play off of like Columbus or like the things like early aged America, and nobody liked that, so we were just trying to think of other names. So I kind of just named Anchor one day because a lot of our stuff is more depressing or like sad sounding. So I kind of like thought of Anchor, and she liked it, everybody else liked it, and now it's kind of become like a metaphor for depression. So Anchor, you're just sinking deeper and deeper.
Wake up to the same old alarm I had when I was 15.
Well, I've always liked being in a band with Adrian. There's nothing cooler than like being in a band with your brother. But along with that, like the other two guys in our band, the guitarist and our other guitarist and our drummer, are just like, they were our friends before anything. So being in a band with your friends, there's nothing cooler, and like there's no fights, and it's just straight fun. And
it was also cool seeing her go from being a singer in like a normal pop punk band to like nobody even knew that she knew how to play guitar or play bass. So now she's like, she just shows up on stage one day and she's playing bass. Oh, what the heck, I didn't know she could do that this whole time. Well, she can do a lot of things, so.
Yeah, it's just no drama, no pressure, straight fun band.
Mm-hmm.
The bitterness is sinking in. Why can't we just end this fight?
Album release show.
We played with Hawthorne Heights, and that was just like MySpace days. That was my MySpace song. There was nothing cooler than playing with Hawthorne Heights. I mean, that was like my age, though. I don't know if you and Tom were a little bit older. Timmy was like too young, probably, to even. But me, that was gold.
I'd have to agree. I think the Hawthorne Heights show would probably like top everything that we did so far. We played a lot of really cool shows for like all different types of reasons, don't get me wrong, but that was really fun to do that. That was like the one where we kind of felt like after like we were actually doing something right.
Yeah.
Like it didn't feel like, we didn't go home thinking like, is this the right thing to do? Do people even care? Do people even get it?
And
like,
there were people there too, so.
You play a lot of shows for 10 people, 5 people, and you go home thinking like,
win and lose. And,
yeah.
I still wake up to the same old alarm.
My biggest fear is people not understanding anything. Because, alright, you'll have like bands come out with songs that'll be like depressing, and people will be like, I freaking love that song. I love it. And then I'll come out with something, and people are like, what are you talking about? Why would you say that? We have a song called Suicide Forest. And it wasn't very like, I don't know. people didn't care about it that much at first, but I don't know. We were gonna, perfect example, our album was gonna be called I Wanna Die With You. And it was struck a different chord with different people that you kind of mentioned it to. Some people were like, why would you ever do that?
You don't want to offend.
And then some people were like, I love it. So it's more the artistic way that you like portray things, and you kind of feel out how people accept it or don't accept it. We ended up not naming the CD that. We ended up naming it Down With You. About a year and a half to 2 years. We spent probably 7 months recording all the guitars and the drums and everything.
Just recording.
We had to take a little break from it, and then probably like a 2 or 3 month break, and then I went in and did my vocals. She had a song that she did vocals on, plus we did harmonies, stuff like that. And by the time we got done doing another 2 or 3 months of vocals, we still had another 5 or 6 months worth of mixing and mastering, and probably like a year and a half to 2 years that it took to do that. And now we're finally seeing like the fruits of all that labor. We try to make everybody go with, like, she gets very aggravated with things more easy than I do, and I kind of tell her to go with the flow with things. She's also right about a lot of the things that she does get aggravated about too, so it's kind of meeting in the middle with a lot of things. What most people don't know, though, is that when you hear an album, when a band comes out with an album, most of the time their next album is already written. What you're getting is what they did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't really get.
We all have different personalities, and the guys are so like, if it happens, it happens. It's no big deal. And like me, you know, being a female, I'm like, well, I don't know, it's not all females, but I'm so impatient, and I get so excited with like all the work that we've done. I'm like, I just need this tomorrow. I need this tomorrow.
She needs to hear when.
I need to know. I need to know.
It's like, yeah, it's gonna happen. Yeah, Miranda, it's gonna happen.
5 o'clock on Sunday.
Well, when is it gonna happen?
And they're like, no, it doesn't bother me. I can go to bed tonight. Like, it's fine.
That is a good one. I think just to start with that, I think that the best thing to recognize is that every single person has a different goal in the band.
Yeah.
We all have a collective goal, but if you were to ask each person, so we'll do it differently, individually. I think that we all have different goals. So my goal would be, lately as I'm getting older, I care less about playing shows, and I know that sounds stupid, but I just like putting stuff out. And I feel like there's for me, I feel like there's no reason for me to get on a stage if I don't have anything new to like give to anybody. So my ultimate goal is just to keep putting out music. It would be nice to start doing a lot more filming, a lot more music videos and stuff like that, because I feel like, for me, this is like an artistic canvas. It's like, this is the canvas that I want to start putting ideas and stuff out on, and I feel like the next thing to go with that, everything is video, and adding the video to the music and doing things like that.
And I've been doing music for this just made me think, I've been doing music for like 10 years, longer than 10 years, but like with him for at least 10 years, and I've never been in a music video. Never had a legit music video, but my goal is, to be honest, I like the traveling. Like, I'd like to travel more and play new places, play in different states, and just see new places. My favorite part is just playing. I don't care about the recording and the money and the merch and the music videos and stuff is, you know, that would be cool. But I like seeing new places with it. I don't care about the money. It's fun.
We're average people. We don't make a lot of money, and we are also new parents. So we don't get to go anywhere or do anything. Our Saturday nights where we get to like play a concert is like, that's our vacation.
It's like the date night.
That's our vacation. That's our date night. That's everything that we've looked forward to for weeks and months. And, you know, we don't get to go
It's like our night out.
We don't get to go anywhere or do anything. So I agree with her that just having the opportunity to play, if we were to get offered a concert
and not just that, but when
somewhere.
we play new places, we get to meet new people, and we get to meet new friends and new contacts, and, you know, we're always like seeming to meet new friends, like wherever we go, and we get contacts and we get info, and, you know, that's the best part.
could hit this from two different angles. For me, being a parent has limited my time, but it's also made me appreciate the minutes that I have in the day. So like if I have 5 minutes now, I care about those 5 minutes. It's not like I'm gonna go check my Facebook for those 5 minutes. I those 5 minutes is like I'm gonna pick up my guitar, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna wash a dish, or I'm gonna. So the time matters more. You start realizing like, and you start being like, oh crap, I'm 32 now. Like everybody goes throughout their daily life like thinking like, oh, you know, I got 50 years to live. I'm good to go. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you could die tomorrow. So you start to really care about your time. Then another thing would be like what we write about. The things that I was writing about before, you know, were like growing up problems, things about breakups, your relationships, things that misunderstandings, miscommunications with the person that you love.
Way different.
And now we're starting to write this new album, and it's becoming a completely different thing, you know, overnight that we thought it was going to be the next thing. So it's totally changing what we talk about. Like, no, we're not going to write any like, you know, lullabies or anything like that now, that just because we're parents, but you definitely might see a song where we talk about, you know, just different things that we wouldn't have talked about before, because now we have a different like aspect on life.
Definitely. I took a little break. When I had my son, I was in our pop punk band as the lead vocalist, and I took a break for a little while after, and then we kind of like fell out of the pop punk band and turned into, you know, well, I mean, yeah, you know, the band broke up, and then took a little break to raise my son, and you know, and then this started, and it was a whole different chapter. You know, now I'm not singing, now I'm playing bass, and it was like a whole new style for me. So, but yeah, totally agree with you. I like being in the background now. Like, like I don't ever want to be a lead vocalist again. It was a whole different thing. After doing that for so long, I love being in the background of this and letting the guys like do their thing, and I just like being on the sidelines, to be honest. It's like less pressure, less drama. It's just being a girl in a band with a bunch of guys. It's like you're already getting that kind of like, people are already noticing that you're out of place. So I like to be in my little corner anyway. And just,
my favorite part of playing a show is just hearing the difference in like sound. You sound different every time you play. You sound different everywhere you play. And it's just, I like the magic of just not knowing what you're gonna get each time you go somewhere else or do it, or you're finally playing this new song tonight at this place that you haven't played at in a year, and it just, the way things change, I just like living off of that, I guess.
It's a good and bad thing, you know, because like you don't know what the sound's gonna be like at all the different places, but like then you don't know if you're gonna miss something, or like,
I have the worst luck. Let me just get that out of the way. I have the worst luck, so there's something that happens at every show.
Yeah.
Every show.
We lose something, we forget something, something's unplugged, we haven't pressed the power button. It could be anything.
And it'll happen.
It happens.
And if it doesn't happen, it's going to.
I still wake up to the same old bar.
It's really exciting because we actually have a lot of things in the works. With me leaving a lot of my side projects that I'm doing, like I'm currently in this moment in the process of leaving Deadbeat. They're my boys, and it's really hard to do, but it's allowing the fruits of our labors to come out in both ways. They're going to be able to do a lot more. We're going to be able to do a lot more. So with that being said, we already have a cover song. We're doing a Nirvana cover, and that's already recorded, and we're putting that out in a month. We've had that recorded for probably another, like, the past 2 or 3 months, it's already been done. So we've been putting out our first CD at the same time we've been sitting on this cover song that we've already recorded. So that's coming out soon. Plus we're going to be doing a music video. Plus we're recording our new CD, and we already have one song almost recorded off of that. I'm just building off of that and building off of that. I can't stress enough how much I want to say that every time you see somebody do something, they've already got their next thing lined up. You just don't know it.
Yeah, we finally have that. Mm-hmm. We haven't always.
It takes a long time to get to that point, but if you're always like doing something else on top of what you're doing for I guess your fans, I don't know.
We've finally gotten to a good spot where we can be in that.
Want to do some acoustic stuff. I think it would be fun to do an unplugged show to bring back the whole like MTV Unplugged thing. Do some unplugged stuff. We all bought acoustic guitars and stuff like that recently, and we still haven't even really used them. We have all this new stuff, and we just waiting for the time and place.
Yeah.
A lot of times when we come up with our own ideas, they sound stupider or more stupid than if somebody else were to present them to us. Like when you present something to somebody else, it's like, oh yeah, let's do that. But a lot of our ideas almost sound stupid to us at first, so we'll come up with a lot of ideas and then we'll kind of shoot them down.
Yeah.
But
that's just being a band.
Yeah.
We're like, I don't like that.
Very critical.
Yeah.
But if you were to say the same idea, we would probably accept it. It would be like, yeah, that's you know what I mean? It's the same
Why
thing.
didn't I think of that?
Yeah.